Once upon a time, in a bustling little town tucked between rolling hills and sparkling rivers, there lived two best friends who were unlike any other. These friends weren't people, they were trucks. One was Blaze, the shiny red fire truck, brave and bold, always ready to race to the rescue with his loud sirens and flashing lights. His best friend was Bluebell, a sturdy blue delivery truck, known for her steady pace and caring nature. She wasn't fast, but she was reliable, and every time she brought a package to someone's door, it brought a smile to their face. The two trucks were inseparable. Every morning, they'd meet at the town square and chat before starting their daily routes. Blaze would boast about the fires he put out and the rescues he made, while Bluebell would share stories of the happy faces she saw when she delivered gifts or letters. One crisp autumn morning, Blaze noticed that Bluebell wasn't her usual cheerful self. Her headlights were dim, and she seemed to be sitting lower than usual. "What's the matter, Bluebell?" Blaze asked, pulling up beside her. Bluebell sighed, her engine humming softly. "I have a special delivery today. It's the biggest package I've ever carried, and I need to take it to the little village deep in the forest. But the road is narrow, winding, and steep. I'm worried I won't make it." Blaze, always eager for adventure, revved his engine. "Don't worry. We'll go together. I'll drive ahead, clear the path, and make sure it's safe. If anything goes wrong, I'll be right there." Bluebell's mirrors glinted with hope. "You'd really do that for me?" "Of course," Blaze said, flashing his lights. "That's what best friends do." Feeling more confident with Blaze by her side, Bluebell loaded up the enormous package. It was so large that her tires looked like they were about to burst from the weight. But she knew that with Blaze's help, she could do it. And so, the two trucks set off together, with Blaze taking the lead and Bluebell following closely behind. The road out of town was smooth, and at first, Bluebell thought maybe her fears had been silly. But as they reached the edge of the forest, the road grew narrower, the trees closing in around them. The path twisted and turned, with sharp curves that made Bluebell's tires squeal. Blaze, always up for a challenge, zoomed ahead, calling back, "Just take it slow, Bluebell. I'll check up ahead." Soon, they reached the first obstacle, a fallen tree branch blocking the road. Blaze, with his powerful water hose, sprayed the branch, pushing it aside with ease. "See? No problem," he called out, his sirens letting out a cheerful little beep. Bluebell smiled and rolled forward. They hadn't gone much farther when they reached a steep hill. Bluebell looked up at it, her heart sinking. The heavy package was making her feel slower than usual, and the hill seemed too high to climb. Blaze turned around and flashed his lights encouragingly. "You can do it, Bluebell. Just keep going, little by little." With Blaze cheering her on, Bluebell pressed forward, her engine working harder than it ever had. She inched up the hill, her tires digging into the dirt. Halfway up, she felt herself starting to slide back. Panic filled her as she felt the heavy package pushing her down. But Blaze was there in an instant. "Hold on, Bluebell, I've got you." He drove back down the hill and placed himself right behind her, using his own weight to give her a gentle push. Together, they made it to the top of the hill. Bluebell's engine hummed with relief. "Thank you, Blaze. I thought I was going to roll back down." Blaze gave her a reassuring honk. "No way I'd let that happen. We're a team." The two friends continued on, winding through the narrow forest road. As they traveled deeper, the trees grew thicker, and the shadows darker. They came across a rickety old wooden bridge that creaked ominously when Blaze stepped onto it. Bluebell hesitated. "I don't know if the bridge will hold me and the package. It looks so fragile." Blaze drove onto the bridge and tested it by bouncing a little. The wood groaned, but the bridge held. "It's a bit shaky, but if we go slow, we'll be fine. I'll go first and you follow right behind." Bluebell took a deep breath and, with Blaze in front, she started to cross. The wooden planks creaked under her weight, and her tires rolled slowly, cautiously. Halfway across, the bridge swayed slightly, but Blaze called out, "Just keep going, Bluebell. We're almost there, step by step." Bluebell made it across, her wheels touching the solid ground of the other side. She let out a long breath of relief, grateful once again for her friend's support. Finally, after what felt like hours of twists, turns, and narrow escapes, the two trucks reached the village nestled in the heart of the forest. The villagers, who had been eagerly awaiting their delivery, cheered when they saw Bluebell arrive. The package was full of supplies that the village desperately needed, and thanks to Bluebell and Blaze, it had arrived on time. The villagers gathered around the two trucks, thanking them for their hard work. Bluebell felt a warm glow inside, knowing that she had been able to make the delivery, but she knew she couldn't have done it without Blaze. As they prepared to head back home, Bluebell turned to her friend. "I couldn't have made it without you, Blaze. You're the best." Blaze's lights flickered playfully. "And I couldn't imagine doing this with anyone else. We're a team, remember?" On their way back, they took their time, enjoying the peaceful sounds of the forest and the quiet companionship of each other. As they rolled along, Blaze told stories of his adventures, and Bluebell listened, feeling thankful for her brave, fearless friend. From that day on, Blaze and Bluebell were known throughout the town and the village as the perfect pair. Whenever there was a tough road to travel, the two friends would team up, ready to face any challenge together. And every time you passed by their little town, you'd hear the cheerful honks of two truck friends, side by side, always helping each other out on every adventure. And so, their story continued, filled with new challenges, adventures, and, most of all, the strength of their unbreakable friendship.